everybody. Welcome back to Around the Block on this Monday. We are sounding the alarm today on a new calendar that's coming out.
Yeah, new calendar and video.
This is something that you can go ahead and buy for your loved ones for Christmas, preferably the single people in your life who love to look at half-dressed firefighters.
Puppies, kittens, oh my, and some very fit. They look very fit.
They're very fit. They're teaming up with the Humane Society to show off these adoptable pets. You can't even see the pets.
That's just all you see is firefighters. But OK Humane teamed up with the Oklahoma City Fire Department, and they are doing their 2026 OKC calendar.
They're so cute.
Yeah, and 2025 Yule Log video featuring rescue puppies, kittens, and these very fit gentlemen who probably do a lot more than save kittens from a tree.
Yeah, they do. You mentioned that before too about the snake, the officer who rescued the snake. Look at those kitty cats. That. Can you make that full screen? Is that possible to make those pictures bigger? No. So in the background there, those firefighters are like, okay, give me my pet.
Give me my pet.
And they make their pets bounce. Boom, 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 boom.
Can you imagine?
I wonder what area this is in. Okay, that is cute. That's going to be the video. Very cute. And so it's going to be a Christmas video and the calendar that you can buy, setting them up for adoption. So it's, to promote the Humane Society too. Oh my gosh.
That's pretty cute.
I am a sucker for all baby animals. It doesn't matter. They could be baby pigs, baby cows. It doesn't matter. Oh, precious.
And all proceeds will go to OK Humane to help continue the efforts to rescue all these puppies and kittens in the metro.
Yes. And I love what they say too on their post. The Oklahoma Humane Society and local firefighters have teamed up for two very special projects set to be released in tandem this holiday season. Consider these sneak peeks an early present for you.
Yeah. Little eye candy.
I know. So, good for our Oklahoma City firefighters. They have to stay fit. That is such a demanding job.
I know. Yeah, I can't imagine really not just what they're doing physically, but everything they have to wear as protective gear.
It weighs a lot. It's so heavy. Yeah. I can't remember I want to say 40 pounds. Oh, okay.
I was thinking
it was 40.
Like as much as my body.
Sure. I mean, it depends on what exactly they're wearing. Sometimes they have to wear those oxygen. I don't know if it's oxygen that could explode under fire. I have no idea.
I don't know.
Air tanks, whatever. But anyway, super heavy stuff because I tried it on one time as part of a story.
Oh, wow.
And I think that 40 is what sticks out in my head, but it could be 80. I don't know.
I probably was thinking of the tank and
but then on top of that, they're dressed in all of that in like 100-degree weather in the summertime, and they have to go right up against fire, which in itself is mega hot. And then they have to like carry someone out, of a burning house. So they have to stay fit. Those guys were super fit.
Super fit.
Yeah.
But that's who you'd probably want. If I was trapped, I would want the fit firefighter, not the not fit firefighter.
Yes. Okay.
Right. Rescue.
OKC Fire, listen, if you have to respond to Jacqueline's house, send the fittest guys.
Yes.
Make sure they don't have their tops on either, and she'll let them hold her dog.
Yes.
You can take a picture.
And you can meet Frank and add him to the next year's calendar.
Okay, so Adam, which one is Adam?
Oh, add Frank to the next year's calendar.
Oh, I thought you said, and add him. Gotcha.
Add him, yeah.
So Frank is your black pug, but then you have another dog. What's his name?
So it's super confusing. Ronnie, my first pug, who is in dog heaven. He was a black pug. My current pug is a fawn pug. His name is Franklin. And then I have a Rhodesian Ridgeback named Scout.
Scout, that's right.
She's gigantic.
Okay. I have a Pomeranian named Tulip.
And just a little fluff ball.
She's a little floofy floof, but her little floofy floof is all over my house. I'll just tell you that. Pomeranians shed like crazy. Okay. Oh my gosh. She sheds in. What's nice about it though, it's easy to pick up because she sheds in chunks.
Oh, that would be nice.
Their rear end fur. You can when it starts to shed, you can just pull it out.
Oh.
And so you'll just see like a little piece on the floor like that big, and I'll pick it up.
So it's like cat hair, I guess, probably.
Cat hair is like one at a time.
Okay.
This is like a whole chunk, so you can see it right there on the floor.
That's nice.
Pick it up. Yeah.
Pick up.
So I'm constantly going doot doot, bending over, picking up
all day. All day.
I need to take her to get groomed, but to defluff. But here, I'll show you. She's a precious.
Did she get in her winter fur soon? I bet. Do your dogs get A little fluffier in the winter. Oh, this little sweet face.
She's cute. Yeah, they do. Yeah. And then so that's why she's shedding it right now. It's hot. Yeah. So I do brush her, but every time I brush her, I get like enough stuffing for a pillow.
Oh, sure.
And then it's like I'll brush her a few weeks later, same thing. So I like to take her to the vet, where they clean her, they give her a bath. She hates baths. And I feel guilty every time I do. And then they totally deshed the inside, like the undercoat, all of the things. So it's time that I go back and do that again.
That's very nice.
Okay, so there's a new Route 66 monument. This is such a neat story because I've been past this house so many times and I had no clue the history behind it. It was built in 1915, right near Luther there in Lincoln County. This is it. It was an old filling station, and it was the first Black-owned filling station on Route 66 where all were welcome. But it was known as a safe haven between sundown towns for African Americans to find fuel, food, drinks, and more, because they say that at the other surrounding locations, sometimes they refused to serve people of the Black community. Totally. They couldn't get gas. What if they ran out of gas? They're super thirsty. Nope, sorry.
They couldn't even be on property in some towns. And so this filling station I read a little bit about it, and it looks like, as you can see here in this photo, it was also in a home. And so people could truly take even overnight refuge there to stay safe.
Yeah. They've added that sign. The Threet station is what it's called. They've added the sign and they've added the pumps, the pumps. Every time I've passed it, it's been surrounded by chain link fence. They've taken that down now. And now it is a monument, which is fantastic because it will serve as one of the centennial monuments. And a lot of towns along Route 66 right now are revamping their areas because next year when we have the centennial anniversary, people will come from all over the nation, probably even internationally, to drive Route 66 and go to each different monument that they've put up. And the cool thing, too, is that each one comes with a QR code that you can scan on your phone, and it tells you the history of everything.
That would be a really good little day trip if you were able to squeeze in one more little before school starts adventure.
Yes.
That'd be really great.
The monument that we saw there at Threets, it is one of 8 along the Mother Road right now. 10 more monuments will be installed over the next 3 months. And there's also Oklahoma Beautiful is handing out $5,000 grants. You already had to have applied by now for towns along Route 66 for projects such as painting a mural. $5,000 grant for everyone who applied. So I think that's going to be so fun next year. And you're right, it would make a great day trip or multi-day trip, depending on how far you go along Route 66. But we're just talking about Oklahoma, the monuments in Oklahoma. And it would also be interesting to see what other states are doing along their portions of Route 66.
Something tells me Oklahoma is shining brighter than other states. I feel like we really appreciate our Route 66 history, and I just think it's really cool that we are highlighting especially this location and the many others along the route.
Yes, there's also a Clara Looper monument that's going in downtown, and we'll have to bring you video of that soon. That's currently under construction, but anything that has to do with civil rights, that's always cool to me. You definitely need to remember our history so that it's not repeated. Moving on now to America, we get the majority of our calories from super processed foods. Ultra processed foods is what it's called.
This is not a surprise to anyone. And according to the CDC, a majority of Americans get more than half of their caloric intake each day from ultra processed foods. And that doesn't even surprise me. I bet some people statistically 100% of their caloric intake each day, I bet, is ultra processed foods. But it's everything, all of the snacks, the kids' snacks, as you can see here, that kids love, chips and all those junk food drawer items, but burgers and donuts and pizza.
Sweetened beverages, those are among the top sources. And kids do eat fewer calories from ultra processed foods than adults because, a lot moms will say, you need to eat your carrots and celery sticks first, and then you can have it. That's how I was. You got to eat your veggies first and then you can have a treat after, maybe. But Yeah, it is no surprise because America is one of the fattest countries in the world, because we do have access to so much food everywhere. There are families, of course, who have food insecurity issues, but I'm talking about like the availability of food. No one's going to starve here like we would in a third world country.
Oh, completely.
Yeah, so that guy eating the milk dud, that gets
I
me every
know.
time. Can we go back? Every time he comes up, it's like you don't expect to have that camera right in your face as
for
you.
a milk dud.
Also, do you bite into a milk dud like that would make a mess?
No.
Put the whole thing in your mouth. Yeah, I don't know. I have issues with food, like with the sounds that people make when they eat. That's one of my sensory issues. Smacking, can't do it. Or if you just people chewing, like the sound of or crunching.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is to me, but I'm like, oh God, I can't listen.
People eating cereal in the morning. No.
And it depends. Like some people, when they eat chips, it's like they'll put it in their mouth, and instead of closing their lips around it, and then like they'll go.
You would not like living with my child. Like just last night, like it was almost like a megaphone was on his mouth as he ate these Pringles, and I asked repeatedly, "Please stop chomping, so I can hear the newscast over your chomping." And so I finally had to leave the room because it just was too much.
That's funny, the things that we deal with, and the things that like. Not trigger me, like I'm not going to get mad, but at the same time, it's like nails down a chalkboard, like when I hear certain things. And I also have, I also don't like the sound of certain words, such as
tell me,
munch. Hate that word, munch, and it's just like ugh. Another word, secretions. That is the grossest word to me.
These don't bother me at all. There's lots of others that I find far more offensive. But,
like, but I don't mean offensive. Yeah. I mean the sound of them. I mean
the sound, just the word itself sends just the ugh.
Like what? What can you think of anything off the top of your head?
No, because I'm being pressured
right
at this moment.
Okay, so we'll take a break, and then after the break, if you can think of anything, let us know what that is. But yeah, I've got a whole list of words that ain't my thing, ain't my cup of tea.
What are you about, like nail popping or cracking knuckles? I hate that noise.
I love cracking my knuckles. Now, of course, I only got 2 out of that.
The noise is awful. It's the worst noise.
It's funny, the things that trigger us. Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, holy cow, I've never taken a cruise. And this is another reason now why I don't want to take another cruise, just adding it to my list. We'll tell you what it is after this.